So there's like some major construction happening right outside my house right now, which I feel like is kind of symbolic for this time period, to be quite honest. But I was just sitting in my chair, like just watching them do their work, or whatever. And it's something that like I try to sit down and do nothing like as much as I possibly can right now, especially in the morning. But it reminded me also to just talk about like putting down your roots. And I have my little plant here, and I love the fact that you can see all these beautiful roots because that's what our nervous system looks like inside of our body. It's just like we're just like these plants, and that being that they can do photosynthesis, which is chemical energy from the sun. They can take in energy, and we can do that as well as kinetic energy, movement energy. And this all serves to root our nervous system, to heal our nervous system, to keep the blood flow and keep moving. And the nervous system, just like the roots of the plants, it's so important to keep that healthy and to keep them like if I were to rip this plant out of the water or rip it out of the ground, like it would die. And that's essentially like our nervous systems are malnourished, and we don't pay attention to them, you know? Like, so I kept hearing this sentence when I was sitting here watching all this construction work. It was like, if you're not here, where are you? And you know, it's different. Like the plant, it says, Alan Watts says, like the plant doesn't rush to grow. It doesn't have anxiety about growing. It just like it does its thing. It knows it's gonna grow. And like we have the capacity to have a memory and to think back on things and to be anxious about the future and reminisce on the past. And it's like, if you're not here, where are you? That's what I kept thinking about. So what I try to do like in the mornings, this might be helpful for you as like a meditation, is I try to picture my body having like roots, and we typically get like tight around like the base of our spine, our anus, our legs. They call it anal clenching. When we're anxious, we tend to just tighten up down there in our hip region. And so what I try to do is I try to like focus. I think about this literal here plant. I always look at her, how beautiful she is. But I try to think about like if I had roots that were opening up and extending into earth, like I try to plant myself, especially in the morning, like when I go out in the sun. I'm trying to relax and yeah, like picture my roots. Because we do have roots within the earth. We are connected with the earth in a lot of different ways, and I've talked about these brainwave states. But we go through like these states of consciousness in our brain. This is related to our hormone health, and when you put your feet on the ground, the Earth's heartbeat is at 7.83 hertz. So a lot of us are stuck in this high fight or flight, this high beta wave frequency, cortisol, inflammatory addiction, like a caffeine addiction, you know? Addicted to speed, you speed racer, I see you. But Earth's heartbeat is a lot slower. It's very calm. And so when we go put our feet on the ground, they have a lot of science involved with grounding, how putting your feet on the ground can release and relieve inflammation. And then we're just like naturally plugging ourselves back into Earth. It's so beautiful. But so, yeah, so I was thinking about that, and I wanted to tell you about one of the practices that I do as far as the breath and the meditation. Because when you're addicted to chaos, when you're addicted to this high cortisol, high inflammation, the breath, the respiratory rate is out of whack. It's high, it's sharp and short. So usually from the mouth too, and we always want to be breathing from the nose because we know nasal breathing is a lot healthier than mouth breathing. Not only does it cleanse and purify, but it opens all of our blood vessels. We increase nitric oxide, which can dilate the blood vessels. And mouth breathing is very inefficient. That's why mouth taping, especially at night, and even during the day, if you are a mouth breather and you know you're a mouth breather, like you can tape your mouth shut. And like, you know, you don't have to go buy the fancy medical tape. Like you can, but do you have a Band-Aid in your house? Like I did some experiments with this recently because I'm not gonna make it harder than it has to be. If I have a Band-Aid in my house, what I went and did was I cut a little piece and I just kind of pucker my lips a little bit and just tape my mouth shut overnight and see how does this affect me when I wake up in the morning. Do I feel better? And the book Breath by James Nestor is a great example of learning about nasal breathing, mouth breathing. That book is so phenomenal. It changed my life. So yeah, use what you have. Like, don't overcomplicate things. Like, a lot of people are like, okay, I'm on this health journey, so now I need to start going and buying all these juices. I need to go and buy all these supplements. It's like, just slow down, Speed Racer. Keep it simple. If you're not here, where are you? You know, what do I have right here in front of me that I can use already? And where do all my supplements coming from? Like, getting in the sun is like one of the freest supplements you could possibly ever receive. Vitamin D, we do so much in the sun. It's not just about vitamin D, but that's like one of the chronically depleted minerals that we have, and we know that's more of a hormone than it is a vitamin. So it's so important to, like, our cells, they are watching out. Our cells are like blind. They're like the blind mice, and they're just waiting. They're like looking out for signals in the environment. So anytime you expose yourself to the natural rhythm of the earth, like, you know, like the sun, it always has a different hue as throughout the day. It always has a different hue, has a different feeling. And right now the sun is setting, so it's more gentle, just how it is earlier in the morning. It's like your cells, your body is picking up. It's reading that. Your cells reading that code. Okay, what hormones am I going to signal? So as the sun right now is starting to set, it's getting a little bit darker. My body's becoming more insulin resistant because my melatonin levels are heightening. I'm preparing for my immune function, for my clearance at night, you know, preparing to do it all over again, embracing the darkness so that tomorrow I can embrace that light cycle again. So it's so beautiful. And the less I'm embracing those darkness hormones, the more I'm cutting myself off from that melatonin secretion. So I'm not eating my amino and fatty acids. Tryptophan is where melatonin is going to come from, mainly exogenously. If I'm cutting myself off, not eating enough protein, I'm already down a count on my darkness hormones. If I'm not in the sun, if I'm not moving and exercising, I'm down on my darkness hormones. So you want to make sure that you are showing your body what it looks like to be in a healthy rhythm. It's kind of like showing a toddler, like you are training a little bitty human. Your body is like a baby. So I'm telling this toddler, okay, it's time to brush your teeth. It's time to go to bed. Just how in the morning I'm bringing myself into the light. Okay, it's time to wake up. It's time to do these wakeful hormones so that I can build. And it's incredible because, you know, we go into sunlight, but we're building melatonin. It's so beautiful. It's incredible. And it's just like nature is like not forgiving at all. You think about like tornado, I think of tsunamis and hurricanes. Like, she can be so unforgiving and yet so beautiful and healing at the same time. It's so beautiful. So that's what I was thinking about right before I was hopping on here. If you're not here, where are you? So like, this is my invitation for you to just go outside and like look at the hue of lights that the sun is. Like, look at the grass, listen to the birds, look at the squirrels, look at the color of the sky. Like, just these very simple things. And when we do that, again, we're grounding ourselves and we're slowing down those brainwave states. You're training your hormones. There's so much beauty around you, you know? There's just so much. There's enough to go around. There's enough sunlight to go around for all of us. So that's what's going on today. Today was a very beautiful day. And that's really all I got. I have this quote that I always keep right here. May you always be blessed with the clarity to know what is and what isn't meant for you. When you are connecting more with your body, your intuition grows sharper and sharper and sharper. And then you start to read people better. Like, start to get a gist for, that was interesting. Or, I really like that person. Like, you know, you start to get a gist of like, what do I really like in life? And then, you know, then you start to be in places that are supporting your hormones, supporting your health, because your intuition is like your immune function, how I view it at least. And when we're in places that feel in line for us, we are not like in this tight resistance mode. Like, oh, I don't want to be here. Oh, I don't like this. It takes a lot of energy to stay in a place of resistance. So it's like if your intuition is on, if it's sharper, you have this hindsight of like, if somebody invites me to go somewhere, I actually know and feel that it's in line for me. And if it's like, if something feels off, which is my intuition, my immune function, I'm just going to say no because I'm better in my own space. I'm more clear, more centered. And there's something else coming along where it's like, I'm actually going to be like full yes for it. Like, yes, absolutely. This feels so in line with me. There's nothing weird about it. So it's like, may you always be blessed with the clarity to know what is and what isn't meant for you. I love you so much. Enjoy this beautiful day. And I will catch you next time.